If you're doing everything right, but your belly fat still won't move, there's a 10-minute window after you eat that quietly decides whether your body stores fat or burns it. Most people blow straight past it. They eat, sit down, scroll on their phone, drive back to work, or flop on the couch, and then wonder why every meal seems to go straight to their waist. Today, I want to show you how to use a simple 10-minute walk after meals as an insulin trick so your body stops acting like a fat storage machine and finally starts acting like a fat-burning one. Most people think fat loss is just about calories in and calories out, but your body doesn't work like a simple calculator. It works like a priority system. After every meal, it has to decide, do we use this energy now or do we store it for later? And that decision is heavily controlled by one hormone, insulin. Now, before we go deep, do me a quick favor. If you've ever eaten perfectly all day and still felt softer the next morning, hit like. And if you want one clear, science-backed routine each week to fix these quiet mistakes, mornings, evenings, and everything in between, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next video. All right, let's break this down so you can use it starting with your very next meal. Picture a normal day. You eat breakfast, and then you sit. You eat lunch, and then you sit. You eat dinner, and you sit again. Desk, car seat, couch, your muscles are basically turned off all day. From your body's point of view, the message is very simple. We've got glucose coming in, muscles are off duty, we don't need this energy right now, store it. Insulin goes up to pull sugar out of your blood. That's not bad, that's just physiology. But the problem is how often it spikes, how high it goes, and what your muscles are doing while it's elevated. When you're inactive after a meal, your muscles barely use any of that incoming glucose. Insulin has to work harder and stay higher for longer. And the excess fuel gets pushed into your fat cells, especially around the midsection. Now flip that picture. Same food, same calories, same person. But this time, 20 minutes after dinner, you don't collapse into the sofa. You stand up, you put on your shoes, and you walk for 10 minutes. Those working muscles suddenly become priority customers. They open up special doors on their surface, transporters that pull glucose directly out of your blood. Your body switches the message to, oh, we actually need this energy. Use it now, don't store it. Insulin doesn't have to climb as high. It doesn't have to stay elevated as long, and your fat cells get less of the leftovers. This isn't theory. Again and again, studies show that a short walk after meals lowers the blood sugar spike, improves insulin sensitivity, and over time helps with belly fat and overall weight. You don't have to hit 10,000 steps. You just have to win the first 10 minutes after you eat. I call this the storage mode autopilot. You eat, you sit, and without realizing it, you lock your body into storage mode several times a day. No diet can fully fight that if your timing is always against you. So here's the rule that flips that script. Within 30 minutes after your meal, do 10 minutes of easy walking. Not tomorrow, not later when I hit my step goal, right after this meal, today. How hard should it be? If normal walking is a 3 out of 10, aim for a 4 or 5. You should be able to breathe through your nose, talk in full sentences, but feel like you're actually moving, not shuffling. Where you walk doesn't really matter. It can be around your block, in your hallway, or up and down the stairs if it's cold, on a treadmill at a slight incline, even laps around your living room if you have to. The exact route doesn't change the signal. The signal is what matters. Muscles on, insulin calm down, use this fuel instead of storing it. And I know what you're thinking. 10 minutes? That's too small. How can that do anything? Your body is incredibly sensitive right after you eat. You don't need to crush yourself to make a difference. You need to give your muscles a reason to open the door and take some of that energy in. Now let's turn this from theory into something you can actually follow for a week. First, choose one meal to start with. Don't try to fix your entire life on day one. Pick the meal after which you usually feel heaviest or sleepiest. For most people, that's dinner. Or pick the meal that leads straight into a long sit, like lunch before a long afternoon at the desk. For the next 7 days,
Commit to one simple rule. After dinner, I walk for 10 minutes. No negotiations. You finish eating, you set a timer for 10 minutes, you move. If you can go outside, great. If you can't, walk inside. Pace in your living room, walk circles around your kitchen. It will feel silly at first. Your metabolism doesn't care how it looks. It just cares that your muscles are working. Now, once that feels automatic, add a second meal. So now it's lunch, 10-minute walk. Dinner, 10-minute walk. If your schedule is crazy, you can break one of those up. 5 minutes right after eating, 5 minutes a little later. But try to keep at least 5 of those minutes inside the first 30 minutes after you finish your meal. That's when your body is dealing with the biggest surge of incoming energy. If you already follow some of my ideas around morning insulin, like delaying breakfast or not slamming sugary foods right after waking, you can take this up a notch there too. For some people, a short walk after a later, protein-heavy breakfast is a powerful extra switch. Delay breakfast a bit, eat mostly protein and some fiber first, and then walk for 10 minutes. That way, your whole morning is structured to use energy, not store it. Now, the walk is powerful on its own, but it works even better if you combine it with a simple structure for what you eat. You don't need to weigh every gram. You just need 3 basic rules. Rule number 1, protein first. At each main meal, make sure there's at least a palm-sized portion of protein. Eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, chicken, turkey, fish, tofu, whatever you prefer. Protein blunts hunger, slows digestion, and stops your blood sugar from swinging as violently. Rule number 2, carbs last. Don't start your meal with bread, rice, pasta, or dessert. When you eat those first, they hit your system alone, your blood sugar shoots up, and insulin has to slam on the brakes. Instead, eat your veggies and protein first, and move your carbs to the end of the meal. By the time they hit your stomach, everything is mixed together and the glucose trickles in instead of flooding in. Rule number 3, walk, then sit. Let your muscles be the first bank that receives the incoming energy. The combination of protein first, carbs last, then a 10-minute walk sends one clear message: use this, don't store this. You don't have to be perfect to see a difference. Even following these rules most of the time will change how your body responds. Let's also clear up a few mistakes that quietly kill the benefits of this trick. Mistake number 1, turning the walk into a workout. If you decide to sprint after eating, or you hammer burpees and push yourself until you feel sick, your body registers that as stress, not gentle activity. That can spike adrenaline and cortisol, and for a lot of people, make cravings worse later in the day. Keep this walk easy. This is not your beast mode time. This is a metabolic whisper to your body: we're using this fuel. Mistake number 2, telling yourself, I'll get my steps later. Daily step count is great for your overall health, but the magic here is timing, not total steps. You can walk 8,000 steps at random times and still spike and crash after every meal. Or you can walk just 10 minutes after each meal and get a surprisingly big effect on blood sugar and insulin. Later steps are a bonus. These 10 minutes are non-negotiable. Mistake number 3, using the walk to justify junk. The goal is better handling of normal meals, not permission to overload on pizza, soda, and dessert, because I'll just walk it off. The more ultra-processed your food is, the harder your body has to work, and the less this trick can help. You don't need to be perfect, but the walk won't erase a full day of "I earned this." So let's put this into a simple 7-day challenge you can actually stick to. For the next 7 days, days 1 to 3, you pick one meal. Most of you will do best starting with dinner. At that meal, you follow the rules: protein first, carbs last, and then you walk 10 minutes within 30 minutes of finishing your meal. Days 4 to 7, you add a second meal, usually lunch. Same rules: protein first, carbs last, 10-minute walk soon after. Here's what to pay attention to. Do you still get that heavy, sleepy feeling after meals? Do your evening cravings shift? Does your stomach feel a little less stuck after a few days? Is your morning weight or waist measurement a bit more stable? Don't expect movie-style transformations in 3 days. You're not doing a crash diet. What you're doing is changing the default signal you send your body multiple times a day from "store this" to "we're going to use this." Stick with this long enough, and your workouts, your fasting, your calorie deficit, all of that starts working with your hormones instead of constantly fighting them. Quick recap. Belly fat isn't just about how much you eat. It's about when and how your body handles what you eat. Sitting after meals locks you into storage mode. A simple 10-minute walk after meals tells your muscles to soak up fuel and keeps insulin from working overtime. Protein first, carbs last, then walk. Start with 1 meal, build to 2, and give it 7 honest days. If this helped, tap like so more people see this instead of just another "eat less, move more" cliche. Subscribe if you want one clear, science-backed routine each week to fix these quiet hormone and time